G'day everyone, welcome back to the mini series on the Woodcut Bowl Saver Max 4. In this video I'll be talking about the setup of the Max 4 and some other little tools that I've gone out and purchased that make my life a hell of a lot easier when I'm turning and using the bowl saver, coring out a heap of bowls. So first things first, let's get to the setup, which is quite straightforward, and then we'll get into some of the other little things that I've gone out and purchased to make my life a bit easier. So as I spoke about in the requirements for the Woodcut Bowl Saver in my previous video, I've gone ahead and changed the belt settings on the lathe, so I'm all ready to go. It's on the largest pulley here at the back, giving maximum power and maximum torque to the spindle. Now, once you're all ready to go and you've set your bowl saver up, you've got your Max knife on the bowl saver, the first thing before you do anything and you start coring bowls, one thing that I highly recommend is, and it is in the manual, on the Woodcut Bowl Saver manual, that you align your stellite cutter to the drive dog. And now, if it is below the drive dog, the bowl will come flying off the lathe and catch on the cutter. The stellite cutter needs to be either in line with the spur of the center of your drive dog or higher. And from experience, and this is only from experience, I'm not an expert in this, I'm just passing on everything that I'm learning to hopefully help someone else out. From experience, I've found that having the stellite cutter when lining everything up, and I do this before I core every time just to make sure there's been no movement through vibration, I ensure that my stellite cutter is above the center of the drive dog, and I found that works a lot better for me and Australian hardwoods especially. So once you've done that, you then come around to your collar that sits on the tool post that goes into the banjo. You then tighten up that Allen key and that's all set, ready to go for future use. So one little thing that is in the manual that I thought I'd bring up, but I use it all the time. I use the handle, obviously, but I use the handle to also help me get everything in line before I start coring really hard Australian dense wood. And I simply bring the handle around and line it up with the threaded rod in the tail stock, and then keep this section loose that's on the plate, and then move the banjo around until it is perfectly in line all the way through to the spindle. And by doing that, it allows the strength of the bowl corer and the tail stock, the banjo, to all work in unison together and providing a really nice easy ride when you're coring. And now, how do I sharpen this when I'm coring? And I don't want to take it off, and I want to keep going and not have to worry about taking it over to the grinder. So my way of doing it, and these are just several hones that I have, some diamond hones that I use for sharpening. And this hone in particular, I purchased this hone, it's a credit card hone from Woodcut Tools. This side is 400 and the opposite side is 600. Once I'm coring and I don't want to have to take the knife off and I want to continue coring and the Stellite cutter is becoming a little bit dull, I might have hit a knot or I might have hit some dirt or debris within the bowl or something like that. For example, I grab this credit card hone, I place the timber on the deck, and that allows a nice surface so I'm not having to scratch up the deck or possibly ruin the hone. And I hold the credit card at approximately 10 to 15 degree angle on the face of the cutter, the Stellite cutter, and then I run it across the face of the cutter like so. The Stellite cutter is nice and sharp now. Everything's locked off, ready to go, and you want to change your knife out. I found that the little Allen keys that you might have in your house can become a little bit tedious when trying to undo the nuts here to change out the knives. So I went out and purchased a set of these T-shaped Allen keys, and it's blue, and they're a king chrome set, but they were blue, and that's what I really liked about them, apart from the ergonomics, I guess, of the Allen key, is that when I drop them in the shavings, they're easy to find. And I found from switching from the normal Allen key to these Allen keys, the T Allen keys, that it's a little bit easier on my joints at the end of the day. When you're coring all day, this is so much easier to use than being down here trying to find out. You drop it and they're a lot smaller. So I just found this was a good investment for myself, and it's helped me out so far, and I haven't looked back. I've put all my other Allen keys away now, the normal traditional Allen keys, and are now using these ones. Next, when you want to go change the knives, and this one works hand in hand, and you want to take out the nuts or something like that, or you want to clean up the trusty old air compressor, you blow them out and then you can fit your Allen key in, and it makes life a hell of a lot easier because you're not having to use a brush or anything like that. So I have this fully charged every time I'm coring, and I can simply blow them out. And one other thing I'll show you when we are coring is that when I'm coring, I use the air compressor sometimes to help me blow off or blow out the dust that's within inside the core. And I also use it to clean the deck, because sometimes shavings get caught up on the deck and you want to clean it off and finish the bowl. So those are my little hints and tips, I guess, of how to set up the Woodcut Bowl Saver. In the next video, I'll be showing you the operation of the Woodcut Bowl Saver, and I'll see you there. Cheers guys, I'll talk to you directly. Bye.